Good, well, afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations. I am your host, Mike S. Miller. Welcome to Blacklist Universe. This is my channel. Here I am, or here I do. Sorry, I should. Once again, not completely ready for this, but at any rate, today's topic. AOC talks about prayer. Is that what it says? AOC on prayer. Alexandria, Ocasio-Cortez under fire after saying Christian and Muslim prayers all go to the same place. And they don't. But we will discuss that in a bit. We usually start the topic of the day about 30 minutes through the show, so halfway through. If you are watching a recording and just want to skip ahead to that part, just jump on over to the middle of the show. Otherwise, we will be doing our standard hanging out, fellowshipping, talk. Well, let me go and see if usually
This is epic.
What we do. All right, shut up. What we do here is we go in and we read the comments or the questions from the previous day's episode, and let us find out if my computer will work, whether or not we had any such comments, or hey, we do have comments. All right. Yesterday's program was Sex Abuse in the Church Cross-Examinations Live. But before we do go there, I know, I'm sorry. I keep changing my mind what I want to do. Let's see who's actually here. If anyone's here. Has the show started? I am streaming. I don't see any chats popping in. Is my chat not working? 18 people are here. Chat is waiting for new messages. And I've got chat. Why are my chats not coming in? Refresh my chat. See if maybe... Okay, chat here. Boomer, hey Mike. I can read it on Facebook. But my... there it comes. Goodness gracious. It's not my fault. How am I supposed to know that my chat wouldn't start? Oh, you got my Twitch notification. Wonderful. All right, welcome Aaron Alfecci, Metalhead, Lady Celtic Moon, Thunderbird, Tibor's Art. The new cover is dope. Oh, the new cover. Yeah, let's hold on a second. I was going to flip through. Okay, let me do it on the Lone Star. Let me see. Okay, granted, we're a little bit late. Chrome Hangout? No, that's not what I want. Window capture. Yes, that's what I want. But I wanted... Alright, let me just open a different window here. Lone Star Comic. I should just bring that keyboard down here so I don't have to look like I'm all stretchy every time I'm trying to type something. Well, that's weird. Why isn't it changing? Am I in the right window? It is perhaps true. I'm having a boomer moment. Alright, that's not right. What's happening here? Yeah, window capture 2. Oh. Okay. Shoot. Nope, that was wrong too. You guys come here for the boomerism. I know you do. I know it's true. Okay, transition. Bam! There it is. So, let me move it up. Lone Star, Soul of the Soldier 2 finally check this out in the overview. Have you guys seen this yet? Ethan delivered his beautiful cover. Lone Star and some nasty, nasty vampires. I like this one in particular. This one's my favorite. She's all kinds of creepy. And she looks like someone Alexandria, Ocasio-Cortez would pray to. Wah, wah. Yeah, so that is available. You know, it's a week late, so I only have 2 days to sell it. But it's the last 2 days of the campaign, which will be the biggest 2 days of the campaign since the first 2 days of the campaign, at any rate. And then I will be leaving it open as a... Gosh darn it. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this after the fact with the different covers and what to make available. But anyways, that's available now. Link is in the description, I do believe. If you want to go check that out on your computer, maybe you can get a better image of it looking directly than you can looking at my monitor. And then here is the preview colors. Oh wait, Kyle Ritter preview colors. Man, Kyle and Ethan together are like, it's like milk and cookies. Look at that. Look at that. They're like Lennon and McCartney. They're like green eggs and ham. Well, actually I never tried that. But anyways, there it is. Don't wanna belabor the point. This is not a pitching show, but let's turn that off. And get back to the comments from yesterday's show. 32 people in here, 8 likes. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to be redundant, but the price of entry to hang out with me on cross-examinations, or any of my shows, is that you must hit that like button, and then you must hit that share button, and then we must get more people in here. You are my evangelists. You evangelize cross-examinations. You are the ones who have to make the show grow by convincing other people to waste their time here every day. So, please do. And hello to everyone else who came in. I apologize for not scrolling through all of your hellos. All right. Yesterday's topic, sex abuse in the church, garnered 2 comments. Although I only see one, which is very strange. So I will read the one. Larry Romano says, I fully agree with your belief that sexual abuse in the school should be absolute zero tolerance. I recognize that it has been a real problem for the church, and I will yell and scream about it as much as anyone. Excellent, Larry. I disagree that celibacy is to blame. If you look at it, sexual abuse is somewhat rampant in many institutions. The horrible Catholic Church scandal gets the most play in the media, but we all know about the problems in Hollywood, the BBC cover-up, and other major scandals that get relatively no attention. Still, the church needs to be purged of this sickness. Yes, because we're the church. Catholic or otherwise, we are the church. We are the body of Christ. And we hold ourselves to the highest standard, not just a higher standard. Hollywood, it's a den of scum and villainy. Of course they're going to abuse children and have sexual everything. It's the pit of hell. We're supposed to be the opposite. We are the church. Again, doesn't matter, Protestant, Catholic, whatever. We hold ourselves to the highest standard. And we must hold each other. And we must hold especially those who esteem themselves as leaders. They must be held to the highest of highest standards. And absolutely, I agree with you. The church needs to be purged of this sickness. And with the power of the Holy Spirit, Larry continues, a man can stay celibate for life. Don't believe the Freudian lies about repression and sexual liberation and any of that. I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't blaming celibacy. I don't. There is a certain, let's just say there's a certain biological truth that, how do I dance around this subject? Without a certain release of a certain what is it called? It's not, oh my gosh, I forgot the word. Hormone. I guess, is it hormone? Without a release of a certain hormone in the body, the the urge and involuntarily will arise. This is so uncomfortable. Okay, say I haven't, for whatever reason, my wife and I have not been interpersonal for an extended period of time. I'll start having dreams involuntarily, right? That I would not, as a faithful man and husband, that I would not wish to be dreaming. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tap dance around this because I don't want to talk about it. But it's just a natural hormonal reaction to not releasing certain hormones from your body. And particularly for younger men, I'm 47 years old and I still have this problem. Particularly for younger men, this is just a fact of biological reality. And so if you do not have the gift of celibacy, that is something that God gives us gifts. God gives us the gift of, some of us, he gives the gift of tongues, the gift of healing, the gift of prophecy, the gift of celibacy, I'm pretty sure has to be a gift. So pray for the gift if you want to remain celibate. But there is nothing in the Bible that forces celibacy on church leaders that I've ever read. If you know something, let me know. As far as Peter, was he married before Christ came along? Well, he didn't attend, unless the wedding in Cana was Peter's wedding, then he did not attend any other wedding in Scripture. And I'm pretty sure if Peter had gotten married during his ministry, Christ probably would have gone to that wedding. So, no absolute knowledge, but best guess, yes, before Christ came along, since Jesus, healed his mother-in-law. So, in the Old Testament, there is very often a marriage ceremony. Judaic tradition at the time of Christ was for the man and betrothed to live together for 1 year without consecrating. I'd have to double check on that. I believe betrothal was not living together. Like Mary and Joseph were betrothed, but they were not living together. Mary still lived with her parents, and Joseph lived not with her parents. So, I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat could do a deep dive on that one. But let us move on and see what y'all are talking about in y'all chat. Let me close that. It's distracting. All right. Whoa. Just jumped up like $350. Thank you. All right, let me move this. Click. Hey, y'all. What's up, Malin? Malin. All right. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way again because... scrolling up. Please let us scroll up. The obligatory boomer section of the program. Heat index in the hundreds. Brian, where do you live? Phoenix? Oh, gosh. Speaking of Phoenix, I should. Hold on. Let me post this up to you. If any of you are going to Phoenix Comic Con this weekend, let me see, Facebook. You can swing by. You can swing by. And my buddy John. Come on, open the stinking thing. Will be set up here. Let's see. Ta-da! He'll be set up. I know he should have probably cleaned his camera lens, but John is setting up right now. Phoenix Comic Con opens in about 4 hours, and he'll have a slew of my prints. Ollie's driving out there as we speak, and I gave him all of the remainder of my metal prints except for my Lone Star and my Comicsgate Alliance prints. So, if you are heading out to Phoenix Comic Con today, then by all means, swing by booth 1329, it looks like. I think 1329, something like that. Anyways, head on out there if that's where you're going this weekend, and make sure you stop by and say hi to John. John. All right, let's see. This seems early. Then again, it's overcast, so it feels earlier than it really is. Yeah, man, it's 12:34. 12:34 is my number. You guys ever have like a time that like almost every day you'll look at the clock and you'll see that time? That's mine. 12:34. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I look at it, I feel like, okay, I should be doing something. So like if I look at the clock and it's 12:34 at night, it's like, okay, I should probably be going to bed. Or anyways, did you buy a new rig? No, it's not a new rig. I just got a new graphics card for my a different older computer. It's about 5 years old, but it's running much better. It's loud though, because it gets hot. So I've got an extra fan actually blowing into the casing. Kyle is fabulous. EVS is good too, says Tommy Sarkinen. They are a fantastic pairing. I'll tell you what. And I love Kyle's colors on mine, but somehow or another Kyle's colors with Ethan just I don't know. Like I said, it's peanut butter and chocolate, man. Peanut butter and chocolate. What's up, Victor Thomas? J. Hamilton. It's laughable listening to these lawless Dems and politicians talk about God and faith. I'm surprised they don't burst into flames while doing so. Man, one bolt of lightning, Lord, from, it doesn't even have to be fatal. Just, that would be so awesome. Like, sometime when one of these people is going off on something they know nothing about and dragging your name through the mud, Lord, a little bolt of lightning. It would be epic. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you to kill anybody, but it would be poetic. Aw, dang, that looks good. Yes, DJ. Birds of a feather, nice. Yes, I have today. Lady Contact. Lady vampires always seem more evil somehow. Yes. On demand, please. The store will go in demand. It will, T-Boars. I'm just trying to figure out. Well, first of all, I'm going to get rid of some tiers. The First Brigade tier will be gone. So you either get First Brigade within the first 30 days, or you're out. Sorry. That's the gig. Let's see. Kyle is showing off. He is showing off, isn't he? Just that little snippet of the piece. Just sick. Peter, Mike. Hey, Mike, I have to go to the store. I'll be back. All right. The Pope says borders are bad, globalism is good, and Satan isn't real. Did he really say Satan isn't real? Lord, remember that bolt of lightning I was talking about? If you could redirect that. No notification bell is still indicating they will be sent. Well, that's why, again, guys, only 26 likes, 47 people watching. You know the gig. Price of entry. Hit that bell for notifications. Oh, no. I mean, price of entry. Like and share. Like and share. Actually, I haven't shared, so I'm being totally hypocritical. Let me do that right now. To the Twitters, because I'm live streaming on Facebook also, so it doesn't matter if I go there. Bing! Pow. Actually, let's cruise over to Facebook and see if anybody's in the chat on Facebook. I gotta refresh this page. Yeah, Facebook family, Facebook friends, I'm sorry, I don't usually pay attention to the Facebook feed because I have so many more people on YouTube. And my chat, my Restream It chat, also will take chats from Twitch and DLive. If my DLive would work, that would be fantastic. Alright, this is not working. Okay. I don't think I've gotten any comments. Autoplay was blocked. And it's taking too long. So let me get back to the chat. Alright, hello, good afternoon. Manga Man, Jeff Leslie, Thunderbird. Yes, Jay Hamilton, that's Loki says, just say it, Mike, you gotta release your man. Every once in a while. What Mike is trying to say, okay, alright. The problem is pedo infiltrators who join churches, especially the Catholic Church, in order to get access to kids. Their church is not to blame for infiltrators, but they are for the cover-up. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Satan wants to worm his way in, and how better to corrupt the minds of the innocent than to take over in leadership positions in a church, and it's just downright dirty. It's dirty doo-doo. Dirty. If it weren't a part of who we were, we wouldn't have been given Song of Songs. Did you know that they won't read Song of Songs to unless you're of a certain age, I think, in Israel. At least I think that's how it goes. So I think you have to be bar mitzvah or something in order to read Song of Songs. I may be wrong, but I think I remember hearing that. Celibacy may not be the direct cause, but it is most certainly a contributing factor. John Malin says, every time I tune in, it gets awkward. I don't know what it is about you, John. Something about you tuning in. It's just all... It all comes together. I think it's dumb and unnecessary. Yeah. It's only 1 year here, John Malin. Yep. Hi, all. What's up, John Chedester? P-Money Malin. Awkward? We are just talking sex. You know sex. The thing sex. Sex awkward. Sex. I don't care about saying the word sex. That doesn't bother me. It's getting into specifics that kind of I don't want to do on a YouTube stream. It's like I'll have private conversation with my son, about these topics or with private individuals. It's just not something I want on YouTube, honestly. The ADD is strong with Mike. Aaron says, it has nothing to do with sexual repression. No matter how long you have gone without sex, you'll never touch a child. The structure and the cover of the church just attracts pedophiles. Ooh, that's a difficult. Yeah. DJ says, didn't even know there was one. Wish I could go, but I have furniture to pick up this weekend in Orange County. Hey, I was in Orange County last weekend. That's what my family calls me in the South. Mike has ADHD. He can never stay on topic. I can. Squirrel. Hey, folks, just a quick reminder. Please keep things family friendly in the chat. No cursing, foul language, or anything vulgar. Thanks, everyone. Yes. You have a little bit more leeway than I give myself, but let's not get out of hand. DJ Peterson, I have a color and a number, but not a time. A color and a number, but not a time. I don't know what that means. Does AOC stand for Amazing Outstanding Catholics? Kevin Ryan asks. No, it stands for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Oh, your numbers. The numbers. 1111 666. My wife's is 333. Mine's 5:30 when I knock off work. The new Terminator ad. Terminator looks like 8. Every time I look at the clock, it starts over. 3:34 over here in the 3. Okay, all right. Mike's got holy water. No, man, I've got holy coffee. Holy coffee in my leftist tears hot or cold tumbler. And it is good. All right. People survive lightning strikes all the time, Mike. I know. I don't want to kill anybody. I just want to send a message. I want God to send a message. Wouldn't it just be great? How about regardless? Anytime. How about if there's just a rash of like random lightning strikes on people who are besmirching the name of God, but they all have to be on film, and then put up on YouTube and TikTok and wherever else videos of such a nature can be shared. All of the covers are amazing, but yeah, Kyle and Ethan have an amazing synergy that you don't see too often, says Perkindo. Yep. John Malin, lightning struck down our football team in high school. Never dawned on me it could have been Christian terrorism. How did lightning... Was like the ground wet and they were all standing in a puddle next to a lightning strike or something? AOC, what did she say today? Something intelligent to subvert our expectations? Oh, come on. That would be a miraculous. Yeah, it's funny. I thought about doing a... never mind. I could totally do a political show for like 4 hours a day, but then I don't want... I have other things to do, so... Alright, let me do a real quick refresh on Indiegogo here. 8:15. Oh, hasn't moved. Hit that like button. Yes, please. Yes, and please, everybody. Do hit the like button. Alright, where is my Restreamio so I can tell how far along we are? We are 29 minutes in. Alright, let's read a few more chats and then we will move on to the topic of the day. Trying to find you on Facebook now. Actually, my Facebook is set to private, Lady Celtic Moon. Got to be careful. We have a higher power and we get away with it because it looks like an act of nature. When has the Pope ever said that? Yeah, that I'd like to see actual evidence of that. Liam Gray says, "It's a me." What's up, well-read user? How you doing today? I oversteeped a line on that comment. What are we discussing today? Pedo priests again? No, we will be discussing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez trying to tell us where our prayers go. And I will be getting to that in now. So, let me... Oh, wait. As I recall, wet ground, lightning struck during practice, and the entire team was knocked out. Wow, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad they all survived. That would have been pretty grim. Yeah, a lightning strike doesn't have to be fatal, but it probably would send a good message, particularly if you're up there trying to speak for God and you're saying totally blasphemous stuff. Shoot, where was that window? What window was I using? Ah, this window. All right. Now, just a little switcheroo, twitcheroo, transition. Ooh. Alexandria, Ocasio-Cortez, under fire after saying Christians and Muslim prayers, quote, I'll go to the same place. That's her face. That's what she's saying. Controversial Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has come under fire for declaring that all prayers, Muslim, Christian, and Jewish, reach the same higher power. Speaking at a Capitol Hill event held to mark the Islamic fasting season of Ramadan, the self-defined Democratic Socialist insisted that, as a Catholic, her prayers go to the same place as her Muslim and Jewish colleagues. When Ilhan prays, when I pray, when Rashida prays, when Ayanna Pressley prays, when John Schakowsky prays, I believe those prayers all go to the same place. Up. Is she like in third grade? She said, according to the Washington Post. Outspoken Representative Ilhan Omar, the anti-Semite, from Minnesota, and Minnesota. Who else do we know from Minnesota? And Representative Rashida Tlaib from Michigan were both present to talk about their Islamic faith and the spiritual significance of the season of Ramadan. It's about developing understanding for the kind of struggles others go through when they blow people up. When they go without. Tlaib explained, according to Relevant. It's about having a deeper empathy. The event was organized by Jewish Representative Jan Schakowsky, who insisted that interfaith dialogue was crucial to the successful shifting of public discourse to a more respectful and pragmatic place, particularly when it comes to the corrosive issues of anti-Semitism, as we have had in abundant display by Ilhan Omar, and also in display by the other one. What's the other one? Tlaib? They're the worst. Something both Omar and Tlaib, whatever. Hey, her name backwards is Baalt, almost like Baal. Have been widely accused of. Right, because we've got it on video. So much of this quote-unquote controversy is stirred up by folks who are not from either of these communities. Schakowsky explained, that's not what it's about. It's about learning from each other, not turning on each other. Then tell them to stop saying anti-Semitic things. Derp. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer was also in attendance, representing the Christian faith. No. Steny Hoyer does not represent the Christian faith. Lord, the lightning bolt. How you coming with that thing? He, however, clearly saw this interfaith gathering as an opportunity to mix religion and politics. Although he is probably the first one to say, no church and state, no church and state. The Bible doesn't tell me to love my neighbor if they're Christian, if they're straight, Hoyer said, presumably referring to the gay marriage issue. The Bible tells me to love my neighbor. Despite describing herself as a Christian, Ocasio-Cortez has become increasingly vocal about her opposition to pro-life laws, a position that would extremely rare for any Bible-believing Catholic. I don't think she'd ever describe herself as Bible-believing. She's probably Catholic in name only. Kane? No, Kano. Kano. Like rhino, but Kano. Wait. Kino? Sino? Nah, never mind. Recently, in response to a sweeping abortion ban that was passed in Alabama, AOC tweeted that the Republicans were attempting to turn the United States into a far-right Christian theocracy because we believe in the sanctity of life. I believed in the sanctity of life when I was an agnostic because I want to be consistent about what murder is. That enforces a creepy theological order led by a mad king. What a... Alright. Let me turn this windbag off. Oh, it's funny. I was just having this discussion with an old friend of mine, Donnie, who you guys have heard me talk about before. Occasionally, I will wander back towards Facebook. Why? And my friend Donnie loves to argue with me, and he was saying how he does believe abortion is murder, but he also believes in a woman's right to choose. And I was like, well, that's just inconsistent. It's either you don't grant certain members of the population the right to murder others, right? And he's like, yes, I know it's inconsistent. I'm happy to be inconsistent. I'm paraphrasing. And I'm like, well, there you go. I cannot argue with someone who doesn't care whether or not they're consistent in their beliefs. So no argument for me, right? Is there any argument if someone if someone agrees to disagree with themselves? You can't really take you can't take a position. Oh, Donnie, I love you, man. I've been praying for you for 20 years. All right. Let's scroll back, see what you guys have to say about Ocasio-Cortez. Occasionally coherent. Jay Hamilton, you're giving her the benefit of the doubt there. Holy cow, you're not supposed to read Song of Songs under 30. 30, is that right, Kevin Ryan? In Judaism? That's okay, you're never supposed to read Isaiah 53. Wah. AOC says she believes all prayers go to the same place, the North Pole, to Santa. Okay, let's get to the theological truth of what she's saying here. Yes, all prayers of Christians and Jews go to the one true God, Yahweh. Yahweh, the tetragrammaton, the unsayable word, Jehovah, Yahweh, YHWH. That is the supposedly the unspeakable name of God, which is why, Jews call God Hashem, because it's the name. As discussed previously. However, the prayers of the Muslim go to a specific God called Allah. Allah is the moon god from the 360 god polytheistic, whatever you call it, pantheon of the Arab world, of the what do they call those people? The anyways, Allah was the god of Muhammad's family, the moon god. It was their particular god. And as with all of the Arabs who were not Jewish, because there were Jewish Arabs, there were Christian Arabs. But Arab is not a religion. But it was the god of the general population. The gods, plural, 360. They were in a building. They were stored in a building called the Kabbalah, in Mecca, right? Great big square black building where they stored 360 different idols, and people would come there. It was a holy city for all of the gods, and it's like the pantheon in Greece was for the Greek gods, right? This was the pantheon of the Middle East, of the Arab world. And so all the people would come to Mecca, and they would worship their individual gods in the Kabbalah. Kabbalah? Kaaba? I think it's Kaaba. I think I'm getting it wrong. I'm mixing it up with Jewish mysticism. Kaaba, the Kaaba. And so when Muhammad had his little talk with the angel, who said that, well, your family god, the moon god, did you ever wonder why this symbol of Islam is a moon? How weird. Well, Muhammad decided that the moon god, Allah, which, again, was not only his family's god, his father and his grandfather had Allah in their names because they worshipped the moon god in his family. That is who they would name themselves after, right? Just like a lot of them name themselves Muhammad today, or name their kids Muhammad because they worship Muhammad. And so when Muhammad took over Mecca, after making it impossible for traders to go in and out of there because he was a bandit and a thief and a murderer, and he would just he would attack every caravan leaving Mecca and coming into Mecca. He basically laid siege to Mecca from the travel road. I can't remember the town. I don't think it was Medina. It might have been Medina. He was attacking out of. And so when Mecca finally fell to Muhammad, he went into the Kaaba and he took out 359 gods. And he said, oh, that one god that's left there? That's the one true God. The moon god. It's a little bit like going to the Greek pantheon, taking out all of the statues except for Apollo, and claiming that Apollo is the one true God. No, Apollo is a god of the Greek pantheon. Allah is a god of the Arabic pantheon. So, no, praying to Yahweh, the one true God, the creator of the universe, and praying to Apollo, one of the Greek gods, is not praying to the same God. And it is the exact same thing when you're praying to Allah, the moon god, who really doesn't even exist. It is the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. And so, no, I'm sorry, Alexandria, occasional cortex, but praying to Allah and praying to Yahweh, Jehovah, Jesus, is not the same thing. It is not the same thing. And while, yes, your prayers may be going up, that is probably because heat rises and your breath is warm. Goes up and then it dissipates. The prayers to Yahweh go into the ears of the God who loves us. All right, let us carry on. 26 minutes after the stream started, you got your notifications. I'm sorry, James Hayes. I am terribly sorry about that. Not my fault. YouTube. All right. Let's go back here. Close that out. Close that out. Boop. And let me do a real quick check. Oh, still there. All right. Has AOC ever stated she's of any faith? She's Catholic. And not to bag on any true believers in the Catholic faith, because a true believer is a true believer regardless of your denomination. But that it is what it is. She's a nominal Catholic, just like there's nominal everything else. She probably goes to church when her parents make her. She's her own god. People say he was lucky. I didn't say understanding. Oh, lightning. Where did the whole God sends lightning strikes come from? Zeus, maybe? Fair enough. But God controls it all. So I was figuring, lightning would be good. Lightning might be good. Shazam. That's her smart face. Muslims don't believe that. No, they don't believe that. But there's this thing called history. Ramalama ding dong. Debating AOC's ideas is like trying to strangle a bowl of jello. Oh, Loki. Yep, when I pray to Jesus, I'm sure Muslims are speaking to the same person. No, you'll find testimonies of Muslims. There's this one in particular, this young man who was injured, who came to America hating Christians, right? Believing they were the enemy, because that's what you're taught in Islam. And he was injured in an accident, and a Christian family took him in and loved him, cared for him, treated him like a son until he was better. When he left, when he was good enough to leave, they gave him a car, right? And he got home to his dusty apartment because he hadn't been there for like 6 months. And he was like crying out to Allah. He's like, Allah, I do not understand. I do not understand. You say that I'm supposed to hate these people. You say that these are the people of Satan. But there has never been more loving, more giving, more God-like people than those that I sat with. Allah, tell me what to do, Allah. And Allah wouldn't answer him. And so because he was so confused about his faith and so was heartbroken about his faith in Allah, his faith in Quran, because that's all he's ever been taught, right, is the Quran. He went to his closet and got his gun, and he was going to eat a bullet because he thought that he was doubting his faith, and he thought that was like, suicidable offense to doubt Allah. And then he cried out, I might be confusing stories here, but I think he cried out to the God of... No, wait. No, that was Walid Shabbat. No, but Jesus appeared to this kid. And he said, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And stopped the kid from blowing his own brains out. Because he was, I don't know. You hear reports like this from the Islamic world. Well, they're probably trying to hide them in the Islamic world, but they're happening in the Islamic world because there's no other way for Jesus to reach these people except through a direct revelation. And it's, I don't know, it's pretty, I should do an episode on it, just like finding all these things and just running through them sometime, but I'm not that organized. Michigan. Yeah, Michigan. Almost as bad as California, I guess, as far as leadership, huh? I hope there's a normal stream soon. I always seem to catch the Jesus ones. Slick Rick, the Jesus ones are like 1 hour a day. My other streams go for like 4 hours. Jesse the Mind Ventura, Minnesota. DJ Peterson, are you smarter than AOC? You'd have to be pretty dumb not to be smarter than AOC. What else would you expect from someone who has proposed only one bill and it literally costs more than all the money in the world? It's true. The secret of AOC is she had great managers, a 90% Democrat district, and she's just an actress. That is correct, Kevin Ryan. People don't seem to know. AOC is a congresswoman because her brother, they had a casting call for Congress in the Democrat Party. They were casting the role of congresswoman because they knew that whoever ran as the Democrat would win because it's, like you said, 90% Democrat district. So they put out a casting call. AOC is an actress. She didn't even see it, though. Her brother actually put the application in for her to play this role. And she went in to a casting call. A cattle call, they call it in Hollywood. She went into a cattle call, and they picked her because she's young, pretty, and loud. And that's how you get political power in the Democratic Party. God bless America. So AOC, oops, what did that say? I'm just going to scroll down since I think I lost it. David Murdoch, maybe an individual Muslim could believe they're praying to the God of Abraham. I've seen a lot recently about Muslims converting because of dreams they're having, but haven't read up on it. Yeah, that's what I was mixing it up because that's what happened to Walid Shubat. He stopped praying to Allah and he started praying because it's supposedly the same God. Instead of praying to Allah, he prayed to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to tell him the truth. And he did. So yeah, when they see past or they kind of subvert or redirect their prayers away from this false moon god idol and towards the one true God. And that's why I say it's like, look, if you don't know, pray to the one true God. Even if you don't, in is it Acts? In Acts, I think, Paul gets up on Mars Hill and he tells the people, it's like, look, you have all these gods, right? And you have this one empty pillar. And it says, to the unknown God. And he says, this is God. Not any of these statues, right? The unknown God. When you pray, you don't have to pray if you have doubts about who God is. Pray for the one true God to give you revelation, to give you truth, to guide your prayers and your thoughts, and he will reveal himself to you. Or pray for him to reveal himself to you. And pray that you have eyes to see and ears to hear and a heart and a mind to believe. And if you pray that, I am fully convinced that he will answer that prayer. As David mentions, in Islam, that is happening. That is happening. Mecca was full of statues of multiple gods, and he destroyed every single one. Yeah. Well, he didn't destroy every single one. He destroyed 359 out of the 360 because that 360th one was his. Also, an interesting thing, and I don't know if the correlation is accurate, but the Athenians worshipped a meteorite. That they call it the star that fell from heaven, right? In the Kaaba today, there is what is called the Black Stone, and I believe it is a meteorite, and they worship it, and they touch the Black Stone in the Kaaba. And it would just be interesting to me if that was the meteorite that the Athenians used to worship, and that somehow or another it made its way into the Kaaba. I don't know, it's just a weird thing. One caveat: some Middle Eastern Christians do pray to Allah using their native word for God. They are not praying to the Muslim Allah, though. I know that is the confusing and purposefully confusing, I think, thing about Arabic is that, if you ask a Muslim and they say, I don't want to pray to Allah because he's a specific God, and they say, no, Allah is just the word for God. It's not the specific name of God. And then you ask them, well, how do I become a Muslim? And they say, oh, good. You say, well, you just say, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. Just say that, and you become a Muslim. And then you say, there is no God but God, and Muhammad is his prophet. Say, no. You have to say no God but Allah. And then you say, but you just said that Allah is not the specific name of God, but the general name of God. So if I just say there's no God but God, aren't I not saying the same thing? Like, no, you have to say Allah, because Allah is God. But they have no other name for God in Arabic, and therefore it plays both roles. It doesn't. Yeah, that's why I can see it being confusing. So, but I guess that would be why, say, in Judaism they use the word Hashem, because it means the name, right? The name. And they're talking about the name of God, but they don't want to say the name of God because they revere the name of God. Why are you not allowed to read Isaiah 53? Because Isaiah 53 is a story of the suffering servant who, if you are not pre-blinded to the truth, when you read Isaiah 53... let me give you an example. There's a guy named Art Katz who he was a university professor and a ardent atheist Jew. And he went, he knew, he was a Jew. Like, he went to synagogue, he got bar mitzvah, he knew all that stuff, he knew the Torah and all that stuff. But, as many Jews are, he didn't believe any of it. He was just an atheist who was raised Jewish. And he went on this whole journey around Europe and whatnot. And one day he ended up in a Catholic church, right? And he had read Isaiah 53. He had read that book. And when he went into a Catholic church, I can't remember what the reason was. He was in the church, and he looked up at that statue of Christ nailed to the cross. He knew. He's like, this is the man described in Isaiah 53. It's just such a vivid picture of Christ on the cross, that it can change the hearts and minds of Jews to accepting Christ. And so they don't teach Isaiah 53 in Israel. They don't teach it in synagogues. They just kind of and those who do know it excuse it. They try to say that it applied to another rabbi who was tortured. I can't remember. I had this conversation with an Orthodox Jew not too long ago. But yeah. Ooh, jumped all the way to the bottom, which is fine because we're over an hour. Man, that last 10 minutes went by so fast. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I am going to be working on... Where is it? I am going to finish this up come hell or high water today. I'll tell you what. I'm going to get started on it as soon as I hang up this phone. But thank you, everybody. And again, Lone Star Soul of the Soldier, cover D, now available for your perusal. Here, let me pop that back up there so you guys can see it. Bing! Pow! There's a color sneak peek. Yeah, I'm looking really forward to seeing the rest of this, but if you scroll down, you can see the full image. It is the Ethan Van Sciver cover, and should do well. Should do well. The campaign closes in 2 days. Last 2 days, unless I extend it, which I'm kind of... I don't really want to extend it, but I guess I'll figure it out. Anywho, thanks everybody for being here. Love you all. You know what? Spend some time on your knees. Your prayers do go to the one true God. And if you question it, just pray directly to the one true God. Crack that Bible open. Learn some good stuff. God bless.